All right, let's talk about acid reflux and fat loss. It's quite interesting that I'm a bodybuilder, a natural bodybuilder, and anytime that I look to drop body weight, substantial, significant amount of body fat in particular, and I get really, really lean, I'm obviously eating less calories, eating fewer foods, less food volume in most cases, and really focusing on high protein, decent fiber, so vegetables, things like that. But overall, my calorie intake is a lot lower than what my body is accustomed to. My weight, so the amount of food coming through my body, my digestive system is a lot less overall. But at the same time, this general stress on my body is quite high because I'm weight training, I'm eating in a calorie deficit, so forcing fat loss, which is stressful on the body as well. Sleep is impacted when you have very low body fat levels as well. And you're trying to do all these things, right, to force fat loss and to encourage fat loss. And something I found is that when I'm finished the fat loss diet and I go back to eating normal foods or eating a normal amount of total calories, normal food volume, I tend to get acid reflux. And it's definitely annoying, right? It's not very long-lived generally, but I do notice, potentially from an excessive amount of calories consumed in a short period of time, that could cause acid reflux from what I've read about. But it does tend to happen quite frequently, and I don't get a very low body fat level too often. So it's not something I ever really think too much about. And sometimes I'll just take an antacid to help that, right, to fix that. But I found like almost all of this year, I've been focused on fat loss and staying leaner towards some bodybuilding competitions, which unfortunately probably won't happen because of COVID. So what I've found recently though is that I am getting acid reflux without even eating more food, without changing anything. And I did try some antacids and that helped. I tried sodium bicarbonate and that helped as well in that short space, right? But I've actually been doing a bit more research on this, and I actually discovered that instead of thinking that I have too much acid, stomach acid, and it's coming up, instead I might actually have low stomach acid as a result of this current diet that I've been following. Not the foods in particular, but the fact that I've been in a calorie deficit for so long, putting stress on my body, high protein diet, requiring more water, and sometimes I don't get enough water, I guess. But yeah, low stomach acid could actually be the issue, not high stomach acid. So, it's quite common that people will take an antacid to try to, fix the problem with their stomach acid and their heartburn. But it might actually be a fact that you have low stomach acid. And because you have low stomach acid, the esophageal sphincter is not closing at the top because there's not enough acid. So what I'm working on trying to use right now is this product called Digestive Plus. But that's irrelevant. The main focus here is betaine, hydrochloride, and pepsin. So betaine, hydrochloride, or hydrochloric acid is what your body makes anyways. That's stomach acid anyway. So I'm adding that to my meals. And then the pepsin will help to support protein digestion. So I'm doing this during every meal, because all of my meals are high in protein. And I've just started that. And so far, so good. So the goal with that is to actually, you eat some of your food, you take the tablet, you're adding acid, right? You're consuming acid. And if there's already a lot of stomach acid being produced already to break down that meal, break down the protein, then you're going to very quickly feel heartburn because it's excessive acid, right? So it's going to come up. I've been taking these a couple of days now. One tablet, I don't feel anything. I don't get any reaction at all, but the heartburn doesn't happen. I try 2 tablets, same deal, 3 tablets, same deal, which tells me that my stomach acid levels are really, really, really low. So what I'm gonna do is keep taking these for the next however long it lasts, and probably stick with 3 tablets per meal. I have about 4 to 5 meals per day, so it's gonna run out pretty quickly because it's only 90 tablets in here, but I really think this might be the answer to fix heartburn if you are struggling with that, especially when you're in a bodybuilding contest prep phase or an extended fat loss phase where you're really focusing on dropping your body weight over a long period of time. And in addition to that, I'm also trialing apple cider vinegar with some lemon as well. Again, that's going to add some more acid to the stomach and hopefully get those levels up, so then you don't, or I don't, have the side effect of the heartburn. So, it's been happening for a few weeks now, and it's kind of frustrating because I am still on low calories right now, and I anticipate that when I do move to a higher food intake, start bringing in different foods as well, I'm going to deal with this, and I really don't want to. So, they do say that taking out high acidic foods like, chilies and tomatoes and things like that can help to reduce acid reflux. And I do have tomato almost every day with breakfast, but that shouldn't be an issue because all my life I've been able to eat this tomato without a concern. So I really think it comes down to low stomach acid. I think it really makes sense to me. I watched a lot of videos on YouTube about this as well to try to get some answers, and it could even be an overconsumption of diet sodas, right? So carbonated water, that could be an issue as well. But yeah, two things that I'm dealing with right now are GI distress and also constipation as well. So those two issues will hopefully be rectified by adequate water, this Digestive Plus supplement, the apple cider vinegar, some lemon in my water more frequently. And yeah, like my fiber intake is always really good. Obviously, I get lots of fruits and vegetables, so that's not really a concern, but low acid levels, I think, is an issue. And without realizing it, you could actually, when you're dieting for fat loss, that already is a lot of stress in your body. So all these other things come into play and you're like, wow. So, like you could be retaining fluid as a result of that. With the constipation, you could be retaining more, food weight in your gut. And all these things play a role when it comes to, how you look on a day-to-day basis and also how much you weigh as well. So I'm going to give this a go, and, maybe I will check back in the comments below at some point to let you guys know how it's going. But I think it's going to be a winner. I think it's going to be the answer. And a lot of people will get heartburn and think they need to just take an antacid to kind of get rid of that and bring that down. But if you do actually have low acid levels, you're not helping at all. So a couple of tips when it comes to digestion. One would be to chew your food as much as possible to help to break down that food. And I literally focus on having 40 chews per bite on average. Like I literally chew my food as much as possible. So we're really trying to break that down, make it go through the esophagus, easier, gets to the stomach, and it can break down a little bit easier. It's already, broken down in the mouth. So I really focus on getting a lot of chews, really breaking the food down. So I know I don't have an issue there. The food goes to the stomach. That's where the acid, breaks down the food, and, a highly acidic environment will get rid of pests and like, like parasites or whatever, bacteria. And if you have low stomach acid, it's possible that you could get sick. You could build bacteria in the gut that's supposed to be broken down, and, it's not happening because of the acid. So there's definitely some GI issues going on with me, but I know I'm covering the chewing part. Now that I've got the betaine hydrochloride, hopefully that's going to help to increase my acid levels and break the food down better. And then I do obviously have to deal with the constipation side of things by, I would say, increasing my water as a primary focus, because I'm not as thirsty as I typically would be, I've discovered. So I do probably need to drink more water because, as the food goes down into your mouth, esophagus, stomach, and into your small intestines, it's easy for that, your stool to become dehydrated and get stuck, and that can cause constipation. So consuming enough water, especially when you have a high protein diet, that is going to help tremendously. So I actually have some water right here with some lemon juice in it too. And it's kind of funny because it's so easy to be like, oh, lemon water is a joke. Like people think that's what matters, but really a calorie deficit matters for fat loss. But hey, it does have some merit for certain things, right? So I'm going to see how I go with this. And obviously I feel like I know what to do, and it's just a matter of seeing how my body responds to that. And ultimately it might just be a matter of just getting out of a calorie deficit, getting my body healthy again. In general, I'm doing my training in the gym is progressively getting harder, increasing, right? So it's a lot of stress on the body. And then obviously my calories are down or getting lower, and my step count per day is actually, quite high or moving up as well. So there's a lot of things going on, and if you don't realize how much of an impact that kind of stuff can actually have on your digestive health. So yeah, if you have any questions or any tips or any ideas on this topic, then leave it in the comments. But I thought it might be helpful for some people out there who might be dealing with the same thing. And yes, of course, if you don't have this in a fat loss phase at all, but you do have it as you increase your calories or you have it from a binge, it could just be a matter that you've consumed too many calories at one time, which is a common issue when it comes to heartburn. But, it actually is in my family to have heartburn. I know that my dad has it and my grandma has it as well, and they tend to take drugs for that, right? And I don't want to rely on drugs to get, the same outcome that potentially a supplement can help with instead. So trying to find the natural route in regards to this, and try to keep my body healthier, or get my body healthier, keep it healthy, and enjoy life. So hopefully this video helped someone out there. But if you have any advice for me or whatever, leave it in the comments below. I would appreciate it. And have a great day.